Fire! Our main job is to destroy the enemy. Load. Aim higher, 20. Left, 005. Fire! Good shot. Fall back into cover. A rush of dopamine, a rush of those hormones of joy and happiness. It's not an easy job. When you fire 1 or 2 shots there, the commander reports to you that the target has been hit and you can retreat. This is probably the greatest joy for an artilleryman. Your soul is rejoicing, and you want more and more and more. Well, when you see the real result of your work. Fire! I think one of the highlights is the 155 caliber, and when it goes off, it really goes off. They send us the target. They tell me the general direction. I aim the gun, give them my coordinates. They make adjustments, give me the sighting, the angle meter, and we get to work. Affirm. The mass change is 2-. The temperature is 10. Every artilleryman's life is an infantryman's life. Because the sooner we work, take up firing positions, the greater the hope that the infantry will survive and continue to hold the line of defense. We aim. We wait for the command to fire. The commander says, "Gun!" I shout, "Fire!" And that's it. Rounds away. I rush to the gun and get ready for next shot. Fire! Load. Our main job is to destroy the enemy. The better and faster we arrive, take up firing positions, aim and shoot, the better. This is a plus for us, and a plus for the guys who are there, so we can help them. The main task is to get the vehicle out, get the crew out, do the job, and get the gun into cover. Since I had driven trucks and other similar vehicles, it was quite easy for me to adapt to the size of the vehicle itself. And I knew and understood everything about the vehicle's technical equipment. We spent a few days familiarizing ourselves with the vehicle, and then we went into combat. The first trip was a little bit like, you think you can drive normally because you've been in caponiers before and everything else, plus winter is a little slippery, icy, but it's okay, I managed, everything is fine. The guys pointed out that there were some mistakes, I learned. Well, and so I started working with the guys. When you fire 1 or 2 shots there, the commander reports to you that the target has been hit and you can retreat. This is probably the greatest joy for an artilleryman. The delivery mechanism works slower than the guys. Well, because we're used to doing it manually, which is much faster. 10 times faster. Well, of course, because there was a mechanism. Once you've done all those cycles, you bring the shells manually, throw them in there, and shove them in. Cannon! Fire! Sometimes they can either write or there's a video. That's when they film from a drone when they're correcting us. Well, then you feel even better. Your soul is rejoicing. You want more and more and more, so that when you see the real result of your work. How can we work with 4 vehicles when there are some active actions in advance? Either we work simply with mines, we can mine, or we work with cluster munition, or just ordinary high-explosive fragmentation shells. It all depends on the task. The battalion commander sets the task, and then I set the task for the platoon commanders, and they set the task to the gun crews, and they carry it out. Aim higher, 20, left, 005. Good shot, fall back to cover. The specifics of our work are to prevent the enemy from advancing, to destroy them, to find and destroy them. From the moment we receive the command and the coordinates, we have 15 minutes to open fire on the enemy. The sky is clear. I work at this location 24/7. The command is given to get ready for battle. I relay information to the gun crew, monitor the sky, and make reports. Fire output. Empty, empty. Fire! We have now fired 2 quick shots at the enemy's target. A rush of dopamine. A rush of those hormones of joy and happiness. That is, from the point of view of the fact that we have successfully fired shots, it motivates me very much. Well, the work is not easy. As you understand, you have to put at least 50 kilograms into the barrel. You can do 20 in a row. You can do more, but it's hard. This part is mine to maintain, to repair if it breaks. And what you saw will be charged so that everything works properly. Nothing gets stuck, and everything works well. And our task is to work in synergy. That is, if in cooperation with other units, for example, the infantry is storming certain positions, and the drone operators are also targeting equipment and infantry, then the task of the artillery is to support and assist these frontline units. I like it when we hit the target, and when we are useful, that we are not just standing around, not just living this life, but really doing something useful, that we can work, that it is much easier for our infantry. It's adrenaline, because once you've proven yourself, you want more and more, and the guys are happy that their hard work wasn't in vain. You want to keep going and give them more. Load! The life of an infantryman, of infantry units, is the most important thing. Accordingly, our task is to support them and make them feel that there is some kind of fire support from the rear. I think one of the highlights is the 155mm caliber, which makes big booms. Well, I think you've heard and seen with your own eyes how it hits. There are enough shells, yes. I think it all depends on the intensity. Well, if the fighting calms down a bit, then they give us fewer shells. If, for example, we take certain directions that we drive to and the fighting are more intense, then they will give us as many shells as we need, so there is no shortage. We are now moving towards a slightly different kind of war. That is, if we take the current situation, I think the same situation will apply to FPV in other areas. When it rains and the weather is cloudy, we are happy. When the sun is out, the weather is a little, let's say, not so great, because it's better for us to work when it's cloudy and we can't be seen. We are dealing with FPV, trying to protect ourselves using camouflage. First and foremost, high-quality camouflage, nets, tangles, everything we can do to protect the vehicle. And, of course, acoustics. First of all, you need to see and hear that if something is flying at you, we have something to shoot back at them with. But you don't always know if you'll be able to hit it or not, because it's a pretty fast weapon. Hit it as hard as possible so that people survive and the vehicle also survives, so that the vehicle can escape. Well, the main thing now is the people. And when it's flying at you, you have to try your best to shoot it down. It's adrenaline, too. Well, it's not that I shoot it down. Everyone shoots at it. It's not clear who hit what, but everyone works. Well, there are a lot of drones now, especially in this direction. There are a lot of fiber optic drones. One downside is that we can't see them. After 4 years, my dream is first and foremost to return home to my wife because, let's say, 4 years of separation is quite difficult. Difficult not because the distance is difficult, but difficult because you don't see. You don't see how time passes. You don't see your family, your loved ones. Even my nephews and all my friends, because many of the friends I knew are no longer alive. In fact, this war contributed to that. That's why I want to see my friends and family as often as possible. And first and foremost, I dream of returning home, returning alive and well. Family motivates. So that they are safe and live in Ukraine, not somewhere else. Everyone is waiting to return home to their families, but they are all motivated. They know why they are here and what they are doing. I want to build my life in Ukraine. If I fulfill myself as a soldier in the armed forces of Ukraine, that would be wonderful. I dream of returning home and going back to work. In civilian life, I took care of bears. At the Domagir Bear Sanctuary in Lviv. At home, I have a young wife with a child. I don't want my child to face Russian invasion. And that's why I came here to deal with it. Who else but us? It's just that, well, you look at the situation that is developing now. There is a shortage of people everywhere. And you understand that even if you leave and abandon your combat position, well, first of all, you're letting down the people you serve here, and you're also letting down, so to speak, the whole country by losing faith in it. That's one thing. And another is that you have to fight for your freedom, because if we don't stand our ground here, it will come to our homes. That's all. Therefore, the motivation is that they need to be restrained here so that they do not advance further. So that's it. And who will be here? Well, who will take my place? If there are people who are ready to join the 47th Separate Artillery Brigade, such as drivers, gun commanders, gunners, UAV operators, and FPV operators, we will gladly welcome them into our wonderful family and provide them with everything they need. The unit commander is responsible for the personnel, for their lives, and for their safe return home. Each unit commander guarantees the safety of his personnel. All those who joined us under contract or under letter of recommendation were assigned to the positions they desired. The websites of the 47th Artillery Brigade list the phone numbers of recruitment centers. Call them directly and they will tell you what vacancies are available in the artillery units of the 47th Brigade. You can choose any position you want to fill, or you can use your professional training. Choose, send your documents to the recruitment center, and the recruitment center will take care of your recruitment into our brigade.